Hi and welcome back. This is Penny and Amy, and this is the Minisode of the Book Marketing Tips and Author Success podcast. So today, we're talking about book feedback and reader reviews, and it's do you? I'm sorry, I'm kind of a meltdown. So let me just say this about that. I just got a 1-star review for my new Truckload book, Amy. And I just want to address.
I could sense the kind of tense laughter. I was wondering where we were going to go with this one, to be totally honest.
Right. I'm sitting here just sipping my coffee, trying not to have a full meltdown. But let me just say that, so bad reviews happen to all of us, right? I looked at the 1-star review, and the first thing I thought of was, hey, jackass, did you actually read my book? Sorry, that was really bad. But, because I got so upset. So I actually went to his Amazon profile, right? And looked at some of because I thought, well, this is probably your first review. You don't know anything about reviewing books. So I go to his Amazon profile. I'm also Italian, so y'all should know that, I was already calling Uncle Vinny for some cement shoes. So I'm looking at his other reviews, and I, very happily saw that he 1-star reviewed a bunch of other stuff. I'm like, this guy has no taste. So then I went to search him on Facebook. See, yeah, this just gets really ugly, right? Because I'm like, I'm going to find out who you are. Here's the deal, right? So I'm still not happy about it. I'm still crushed in my soul and I sent the review to Amy. I'm like, look at this. It doesn't make sense. Sometimes 1-star reviews can really be helpful, right? Sometimes, and I don't want to say 1-star reviews, because 1-star reviews, I think the book really has to be bad. I'm careful, even when I'm reviewing stuff, I'm really careful because I understand that people pour their heart and soul into their books. Sometimes bad reviews can be really productive. This review was not productive. Let me just put that out there. I think that years ago, when my first book was published, I got a bad review. And actually it was interesting because it was a blogger who reviewed the book on Amazon and then panned it on his blog. And I was like, oh my gosh, did I run over that? What did I do? But after I got done rocking in a corner, obviously I've become more vindictive since then, because now I'm just searching this guy out. But I backed off and I said, okay, I can actually learn something from this. Does that make sense? I realize I probably ruined our show forever.
No, I think it was very honest, and I think what you've expressed is something that a lot of authors can relate to, which I think is exactly what we're trying to do here, is remind everybody that's we 100% get it. And that, I think that's what's really great about what we have going for us, is that you actually do this, Penny. You go through the entire book creation, writing, publishing process, and then have to deal with the aftermath, which includes reviews and promotion and all of that stuff. You actually have to go through that yourself. But I think we get this question from authors a lot, because we work with a lot of debut authors, and they get really rattled by a less than stellar review. And we're talking 3-star reviews. We get authors all the time that say this can't happen. What are we going to do about it? It's you would think it was the scandal of the century, but the reality is that, it's just about where you put your focus and your energy. And so, as Penny was saying, they can be really helpful. So as long as there are constructive elements to reviews that you find less than stellar, I think you have to just take that at face value and really log that note. And especially if you start to seeing multiple reviews that make notes of the same issues.
Yeah.
That is something that can't be ignored. But I do say the ones that are short, that super short, they provide little to no specifics or detail. The bad ones definitely don't waste your time on. But Penny, I would say even the really great ones that don't offer any sort of specific feedback. I'm not that an author can't take a win, but I'm just saying, as a consumer, when I read a really short, non-detailed 5-star review, I also don't pay attention to that. That does not affect my decision to buy.
Right.
at the end of the day. So it really, you have to also remember that other shoppers are realistically pretty savvy about this stuff too, and are more focused on the detailed reviews that have specifics, that give real, genuine feedback. And so I would say focus on those, and kind of let whether they're 5-star or 1-star, if there's not much to them other than just a rating or just a blanket kind of like loved it or hated it, it's like, okay, nobody else is actually paying that close attention to those reviews either. So, don't let those suck up a bunch of your energy.
Well, but I also think that, and this is the one question that we get a lot is, can't I email Amazon and ask them to remove the review? I would love to remove this guy's review from my Amazon page, but I'm not going to do it, right? I'm not going to email Amazon. I'm not going to spend my energy on asking, because much as I don't like it, and I obviously, because my lead in and everything, I don't like it, but you really have to people are entitled to their own opinions about your books, right? You may not like their opinion, but they're entitled to their own opinion. And maybe the book hit the guy wrong. I mean, maybe he just, I don't know, maybe his book wasn't successful. Maybe he got his royalty statement and he made 50 cents. I don't really know, right? At the end of the day, the only other thing that you can do is continue to get other reviews. Now, as Amy pointed out, if you're getting a whole bunch of very low star reviews, it's probably not just a whole bunch of haters out there to ruin your life. There's probably a problem with the book. So I think that, the moral of the story is, don't waste your energy emailing Amazon, asking them to remove the review, because they won't do it. But also take what you can from reviews and know that it happens to all of us, obviously. And we didn't decide to do this show just because I got this 1-star review. We had gotten this request a lot. It's like, Amy, I want to talk about this on the air. We get this request a ton, don't we, Amy?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Yeah. So
it's a pretty common occurrence. So, Penny, your feelings are validated.
I know. My feelings are. So if you're listening to this show and you haven't reviewed my book, could you please review it? I'm sorry. I'm not going to ask for 5 stars. Look at me. It just it makes me pathetic, right? Please review my book. At the end of the day, we're all authors. It's a personal experience. I don't care what genre you've written in. When somebody doesn't like your book, it really feels like they don't like your child. And you have to learn from it and take what you can from it and move on. And hopefully at some point I won't feel the urge to call my Uncle Vinny anymore. That feeling has not passed today. It may not pass tomorrow, but it's
a process. It's a process.
It's a process. Thank you so much for tuning into this minisode. We also welcome your ideas for both larger shows and minisodes. So our contact details are in the podcast notes. Feel free to reach out to us, and thank you so much for tuning in. Bye-bye.